cars from him over the years, but this is a super nice, high-quality, classic-looking car. We're very proud of it.
You should be. Very, very nice car. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our number 4 car. Last but not least, our number 5 2025 Street Rod of the Year finalist presented by Classic Instruments car goes to Ross Myers, 1936 Ford Roadster. Who wants to do the talking here? How you doing, buddy?
I guess I'm here to take all the credit, so they did let me help on it, but yeah, this was Ross and Adam's idea here. We built Ross a 36 Ford back in 07. We won the Riddler show, and there was talks back then about cutting the roof off of it to go do amber, and we settled that down. So years later, got together, and Ross wanted to do another 36, and him and Adam kind of came up with the idea together to do a fenderless 36. So it was then it was the challenge was on, you know, and it was Adam's was the lead on the project here, and I tell you, it's incredible that, you know, what we came up with, especially him, because he penned the thing, and then he built the body, did all the upholstery, but to get the proportions right, and make one of these things look right, you know, that
Exactly. It's a little bigger car to be fenderless, right?
you never
Stock.
Yeah, everybody talked, you know, if they would have done one of these, you know, what would it have been? So like the cowls moved back 9 inches, the doors are moved back with it, you know, the backs obviously shortened up a bunch where the fenders would have been, and we built pretty much everything but from this vantage point with the tires.
What I want to know personally, what are those wishbones?
We made those, Lawrence at the shop, so Adam penned them, Lawrence made them, and you know, it's all a version of things that we've done, and it's torsion bar, so the ride quality is fantastic, especially on a shorter wheelbase car like this with the torsion bar. And we did a little bit on the Model A few years ago, and kind of took what we learned there and put it into this, and it's really incredible how good it rides.
Fantastic. Okay, let's talk about this paint to start off with.
Well, it was, you know, where that's kind of our thing, you know, using different colors. I'd paint everything green if they'd let me. And Adam worked on the color line. We kind of work backwards a lot. You know, we work with the inside color, the top color, then we come back a lot of times to the outside color, because you can do a lot with the outside color, and it's a modified Porsche color. You know, we look at everything at once. We're not looking at one thing, so that we can get everything to blend. There's like 9 different finishes and colors on the engine. Same with the suspension, a lot of powder coating and just very subtle. You know, we try to make it hopefully look like, if you don't know what you're looking at, maybe we restored a car.
Let's talk about the entire drivetrain.
Well, fitting to Ross's collection has a 312Y block with 3 2 barrels and a vintage 1956 McCullough supercharger. One of the unique things on the engine when we do it these older deals is it has a Cometic laminated head gasket, and the entire engine's O-ringed other than that. So it's all rubber O-rings, and it gives you a chance at leak so it doesn't leak if you do all that. But that's kind of a unique thing that you don't see. Electronic injected, it's got our bowler 4R70W transmission, and quick change rear end. Pretty much, you know, really docile. Idles at 480, and it's a rocker arm change. That's what they did with the T-Bird today with that engine.
Very nice. You want to talk about the wheel and tire combination?
Well, that was something Adam found. It's based off kind of an old early race wheel that we've seen, and then obviously the wide 5 thing common to the 36. So yeah, that was easy to play off of that, and just the finishes and the way we did the emblems on there. We machined those out of copper, then we had them kiln fired, and the orange and black is glass. So try to make the emblems look fitting to the car, not like a hobby shop did them. And the wheels are machined on the backside, so that the appearance that they're cast, you know, one piece. So, and then the brakes, we made all the brake drums and things. And kind of one unique thing about this, the brake drum stays still as the wheel goes around, which is disc inside, which is kind of common. But we're able to play with the steering arms and drop them lower and do a few things by doing that. And it's a lot of traditional style there, but mounting the shocks in the headlights and getting rid of the panic bar and just cleans the front end up a little bit.
Absolutely. We want to talk about the upholstery and who did that.
Well, Adam, he did the upholstery, and second to none. And the craftsmanship and the quality is incredible. I mean, making the body's one thing, but we made the door handles, door hinges, steering column, steering wheel, a lot of the extra pieces, and Adam does all the leather work. And not to take anything away from that, but the top is the one thing that really excites me.
I think that color of the top is just perfect for the colors you guys chose.
Yep, it's all you know, being subtle, obviously. The top's made out of 090 aluminum, and it's about 23 pounds, and the canvas is direct to aluminum, so that's a pretty tough feat if anybody's tried to do that. And then, but it has a bowed headliner inside, which is kind of unique. A lot of guys will do a smooth headliner in there, so it all come out of this guy's head right here. I mean, we've got a great shop and a great team, and obviously Ross let us create this thing, but a lot of credit to this guy right here.
Very nice. Thank you so much. You guys will be proud. Number 5 car, ladies and gentlemen. This is your top 5 2025 Street Rod of the Year finalists, presented by Classic Instruments. I'm going to hand the mic over to Tim Strange, who's going to talk about the Street Machine of the Year.
Good job, DJ Axel. So we're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to interview the top 5 down here of Street Machine of the Year, presented by PPG. We got here the owner and the builder, Steve Mellon. How you doing?
Good. Thank you.
So what was the thought process behind this? You know, it's not just a Camaro, it's not just a Mustang, it's a little bit different.
So, knowing the Mustang well, we wanted a car that I had the illusion I was going to build it. Didn't happen, you have kids. So when I hooked up with Randy, we're trying to figure out a name, and Mercury used to make a Eliminator car this color, right? Competition gold. And I wanted a convertible because they never made a convertible. And then Randy actually came up with a name. Hey, we eliminated the top eliminator.
Very cool. You're smarter than you look, Randy.
Smarter than you look too.
Thanks, man. So, okay, so the color on this thing, whose idea? Of course, those cars were kind of, like you say, based in that color, but I don't, it's okay, I might offend you, but I want to lick this thing. It looks like a piece of candy sitting on my grandma's coffee table. So explain you're known for custom mix colors. People can order colors from you. So talk about the color and how many spray outs we had to do.
Well, the color happened fairly quickly. It was just putting our spin on that factory color. And my weird sense of humor, we call it short bus pearl.
Can we say that anymore? I mean, my bus that I rode that was short did not have that much pearl in it.
I know.
So how did you decide the motor to drivetrain? Tell me about what's underneath this thing. What's the chassis?
So it's Detroit Speed, Quadrolink for the rear end and the cradle for the front end. The motor, Randy used to have an extra one they needed pulling off. It's a Terminator motor. So
What is a Terminator motor?
Came in the 0304 Cobra Mustang, so it's that engine, transmission. Bowler helped us with the clutch, got the Whipple supercharger, and it's just a great, dependable but powerful driveline.
What's the wheels?
EVOG wheels. We designed them. And
Are we having an EVOG commercial here tonight? The EVOG guys have machined a lot of stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, we put the design together, they cut it, and they also did some other parts in the car, so it worked out great.
So is this like a battle back and forth? Yeah, I want this, or he recommend, hey, when it comes down to upholstery, you kind of sometimes have to trust the builder, or sometimes the owner has a guy, hey, I want this guy to do it.
Yeah, I would come up with crazy ideas, and Randy's like, yeah, I won't do that. Just, no, we're not doing that. Yeah.
Why are you no fun?
It happens. You get old, you get no fun.
Okay, so who did the interior?
Sculpt Garage down in San Marcos, Tavis Highlander rendered the car, helped us with the design of the interior. You know, those renderings are powerful tools, so it's a good way to figure out where you want to go and stay on track.
Definitely. If we're building something for ourselves as a builder, we can see it in our heads, but the customer sometimes just wants to see it because they are writing the check.
Yes.
Yes. And you guys debuted this?
SEMA last 2024.
Awesome. Anything else you want to thank?
And my wife for letting me do it. It's probably a big one.
I'll thank his wife too for letting him do it.
So the guys from Paint House and Steve Mellon, congratulations on getting in the top 5. So here we are, Jordan Costello. You're kind of young to be in the top 5 here. Do you have a bedtime you got to be to?
I think it's 10 o'clock. That's the curfew.
So talk about this car. Is there a story why you picked this car? Did your dad have one? Because I don't know if you were born when this car was new, were you?
I was not. No, I've been asked that question a lot today, so I don't have a good family story behind it. I'm a Mopar fan. I've kind of had the opportunity to own all my dream cars, and two buckets I hadn't kind of checked was a 70s muscle car, and I'm a Mopar fan. So started talking with Troy. Him and I were friends before we started the build, and I wanted a A-body. I wanted the shorter wheelbase car. So it was either this, the Valiant, the Dart, or the Barracuda, and started looking and really liked the Duster. Specifically picked the 71 because the sharp tooth grille was 71 and 72, and then this taillight was 71 only. So that was the year. Started the search, found one, dropped it off at Shores, and we got what we got today.
You just rattled off a whole lot of nerd Mopar stuff right there. So like Brian Lone's the drag race announcer, he calls Mopar fans the Star Trek fans of the hot rod world. Did you know that?
I call them motards.
Come on. I told you guys, I know pretty much all. I told everybody, stay clean, stay clean. Come on. Troy Gudgel, how you doing? Past Good Guys trendsetter years ago. Been building great cars. This is not your first time being up here in the 5 on either side of the fence here. No, it's not. So you want to talk about a little bit there? This thing, the white on it really shows off the body lines and the fit and finish. You could about cut yourself on the razor lines of this thing and the gaps.
Yeah, I mean, it was really just kind of build a simple, timeless car. Obviously, white was the color Jordan picked, and we don't think there's any other color but white anymore, so that's kind of what we did. But it was really keep it simple and clean. Not a whole lot done. Clean up the body lines, keep things tight. We got these fantastic mirrors and door handles by Intech Auto.
Who owns that company? They've been doing a lot of good stuff. They have some new products over there too. Really good stuff, handles, mirrors, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's owned by Jameson Johnson, so that's his deal.
Okay.
But no, we did just some little things. We got the hood scoop, kind of Mopar iconic styling on it. Just clean it up and make it fit the car and be timeless. We got the forged line wheels on it with the blue line tires. Just try to build a car that's going to stand the test of time and be cool for 10 years.
And you guys are kind of known as one of the top tier metal shapers in the business, at least in my opinion. Everything, like you get done, you can't see a weld seam, everything is metal finished to the nth degree, man.
Yeah, we try. We get some inspiration from those guys down there on the end, but yeah, we try.
I've heard in the industry you're called Troy Light and he's called Troy Heavy.
I guess. I think I might be catching him though, so you better look out.
Hey, my dad always told me to eat up because fat kids are harder to steal. So what's the motor of this thing?
It's a Hellcat. It's great.
Cool. Just great, that's all. How much horsepower does a Hellcat have?
707, we got a pulley and some additional tuning. It'll be there soon, but yeah, right now it's just stock Hellcat crate motor.
Who did the interior?
Troy.
Oh, I forgot you're doing that in-house. What's the chassis?
What is the chassis, Jordan?
It's a modified Schwartz.
Cool, coming in, keeping it Midwest, Illinois chassis company.
Yeah.
This is not an easy job up here. So congratulations on being in the top 5 of the Street Machine of the Year. The next one up, I think it's the newest car we've ever had in our top 5, setting records, breaking hearts, whatever you're doing. Angelo Vespi is the owner right here. Dutch Boys, they've been here before. You guys had a car in Nashville in the top 5 for Hot Rod of the Year. These guys have been building incredible cars. You found a really good shop to take your dream. You've had a car that's won Street Machine of the Year before, right? Did it win? Or are we bringing up a bad thing? Oh, top 5. You won
Battle of the Builders in 2014.
Okay, so you're no stranger to this and the competition, and obviously having good taste in hot rods. So what was your thought process? It's like, man, now we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna build an 87.
So, I'm a creature of the 80s, so I always wanted one of these, since I was a kid. And the whole concept behind the build wasn't to rebuild the Grand National, was to re-envision what another trim level would look like. So, you have the Grand National, then you have the GNX, and that's where GNX-S came from. It's just a step above.
I think you messed up on the logo, and the S should have been a dollar sign.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So you picked these guys, the Dutch Boys guys, great non-ego builders here. You've been building great stuff. I think it's cool. This thing was first debuted at the SEMA show in bare metal with the front clip off. I may have stole a few bracket ideas, so that was pretty rad. People really got to see the downhole bones of this thing.
Yeah, that was a really cool opportunity to show what we do in raw form. We're mostly known for body and paint work, so it was cool to show
what our fab team can do, and this was a great opportunity to do that.
I got a tour of this thing at the SEMA show from your fab guy. Incredible guy, incredible, super humble like Adam is down there. And what did you do? Did you just order the pizzas?
I just got it painted, and
You are the body man.
I have a bunch of guys that help, but no, I'm just a little small part of that.
How many guys are at your shop?
We are 16, 17 guys now.
Okay. So what's the motor and the horsepower in this thing?
It's a Mass Motorsports LS7 with twin Nelson turbos. Right now it's sitting at dyno at 1,000 to the wheels,
But you still got hate on the internet because it was 8 cylinders instead of 6. Because sometimes the internet's not fun.
you have to make it fun. So if people want to troll, I can troll right back. But yes, I did get a lot of hate for the motor, but again, it wasn't to reinvent the Grand National, it was to reimagine what another trim level would look like. So.
And what's the chassis underneath this?
We built a custom chassis at the shop, so we really wanted to have the car sit really low. So we designed the car at the ride height. We set our chassis components to proper, shock travel lengths, so the car would ride and function at a low ride height with everything tucked up underneath the chassis. And then made it, the frame and body are one now, so it got ultra low, ride height.
Who did the interior?
Avant-Garde. Sorry. Jeremy Carlson with Avant-Garde did the interior.
Very cool. He's one of those new guys. There's old school hand craftsmen and then the guys that 3D prints. There's a lot of 3D printing going on in this thing, which I call alien technology.
Yeah, that technology is something even new to us. This build really, Angela gave us an opportunity to really dive into whatever we could imagine to do to the car. So we learned a lot on this project by having that opportunity to stretch our boundaries, learn, CAD work, extensive metal shaping, CNC work. So it was a really great opportunity.
Well, congratulations, guys, on being in the top 5 for Street Machine of the Year. Okay, so I butchered this last name. How do you say the last name?
Meddlingham.
Was I close?
I don't know.
What? I think I didn't. We won't say what I said then. We won't say what I said. So this is your car.
This is my car.
And you are the builder.
I am the builder.
Hot Rod Garage out of Oklahoma, out of Tulsa. No stranger being in here. 2 years ago, you had a car in the top 5 here with a Corvette. So I didn't ask all these other guys, how long is this one taking?
This was a 12-year build. Kind of why we named it Relentless. It was just an ongoing, month-to-month, relentless build to get it done. We finally picked it up from the whole street like 5 weeks ago and brought it back to Sand Springs, and they thrashed on it to get it here. So this is the first outing we've had it.
So who come up with all the design? This thing is modified from head to tail. It's got flush glass, it's got flush bumpers, it's got a wing on the back. Did you guys work with a designer, or is this just a team between you guys?
Well, it was a multi-step process. When I showed up to Jason's door, the first thing he said, "What do you not like about the Challenger?" So I told him 2 things, and those were the things we actually focused on. Correcting, widen the back a little bit behind the rear wheels. The wheelbase is actually lengthened 2 inches. The front wheel well openings are actually cut out of the fender and rotated to match the rear ones. If you look at a stock one, they actually fight each other. And then the trim line on from the fender into the hood is pretty iconic with this car, so we duplicated it back here on the rear deck plate. And he just crisped up the lines just beyond imagination. The car has got fantastic lines to begin with. And once we settled on the color, we just knew that it had to be razor sharp and it would just pop in the light.
What's the drivetrain in it?
It's a Nelson, it's a racing engine, it's a LA-based small block Mopar, 428 horse twin turbo. Mild tune at 850 to the rear wheels right now. 6-speed transmission, Art Morrison frame, 49-inch of course. Sportsline wheels, Michelin tires.
What about the interior? Who did that?
Thank God Tracy Nelson with Recovery Room stepped up and took it on after our previous
Tracy Weaver.
Tracy Weaver. Tracy did a fantastic job. I mean, when we saw it, we knew we had a contender. So I just can't thank him enough for taking the job on it. Everything just complements it. That's what we were going after.
So I've interviewed you because I love to see the passion with the right customer. It takes the right customer, the right passion, the right support to do something like this. For years, you were known as the traditional hot rod guy, at least in my mind. You've won some very big awards around the country with all kinds, from trucks to street rods. Now you're building events and this. So how does that feel to now grow? You still build a lot of traditional stuff, but grow as the industry moves a little bit.
Well, it's a great opportunity to be creative, challenging, like trying to keep up with these guys and this amazing field of cars and these builders that are just continually pushing the limits. Would mention we did use Gary Regal. He did a lot of the concept drawings and a lot of the design work on the front and the rear. So working with professional illustrator designers is a big help. You know, we work with others, but Gary Regal helped us with this car. So it shows the diverse talent that we got at the shop to be able to crank out a traditional 32 and then bring something like this. And it just kind of keeps it fun to go into work every day, to work on such a different group of cars.
And if we built the same thing, we'd get bored if we were building it. Yeah, you'd be probably happy building 32 Roadsters all day long, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be fine, but I'll build one of those for myself and I'll build this for him. And it works out great.
Well, anything else you want to add? We get everything?
I just enjoy to be here, get the top 5 out of a great group of cars, and excited to see where we go from here.
You know, I love the relationship with people. Not everybody's built to work together, but when you get the right relationship, like obviously we've had all this, magic can happen. And we've got 5 magical cars here tonight, and congratulations on being in the top 5. I know that this is not George. What is George's last name? It says V.
Actually, Jorge Unanue.
I see, I get in trouble for butchering names. It's Jorge.
Jorge. So I want to thank Jorge for letting me do this, but I'm representing the car program tonight. So.
And you are, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Eddie from Eddie's Rod Custom.
Coming out of the beautiful, that town smells weird. You know that?
It does. We make cereal, Fruit Loops, all kinds of stuff there. So the city of 5 smells. It is, yeah.
So tell us a bit about this project. I don't know if you know, but every year this date is pretty much the same time. If you start earlier next time, bro, you can put the clear on it.
I know. We missed there, but hey, it makes it easy to wipe down.
Whose idea was it to do this satin? Satin is harder because you can't buff it. If you get dirt or a bug in it, it's stuck there.
Yeah, so these guys are giving me a hard time when we get here. They're telling me, oh, you got the easy wipe down car. But we have the hardest paint job up here. So it has to be perfect. There's no flaws, no runs, no dirt, no nothing.
Tell me who hurt your feelings. One of these guys hurt your feelings?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
You don't have feelings. So tell me about the body modifications. There's carbon fiber. To me, the split window vet is the holy grail of all Corvettes.
So the split window is the holy grail. So we've probably pissed a few people off. Jorge challenged me with the idea of making a supercar Corvette. This is his entry into the hot rod world. He's been a supercar collector, European cars, things along those lines. So coming up with this car, the idea was, I came up first, let's make a wide body, let's make it subtle. So we widened the car 3 inches over stock, but I didn't want a very sharp, hard line. So it's been through the quarters, doors, fenders, everything.
From here, it's a really good angle. It looks like a Coke bottle. It comes in and out like that.
Very Coke bottle, hips, that's big hips on the back of it. With that being said, everything had to follow the suit of supercar. Carbon fiber, Brembo carbon ceramic brakes, Bilstein coilovers, Inconel exhaust, titanium, or Inconel headers, titanium exhaust.
What is that Inconel? The manifolds on a car down there was Inconel.
Yeah, Inconel is, they explained it to me as a really high-end version of stainless, but it's
kind of like aerospace stuff?
Aerospace stuff, NASCAR, Formula One stuff. Yeah, so we made them out of mild steel first and sent them to a NASCAR shop and had them duplicated because that wasn't a pop to try welding them the first time for $4,000 So yes.
What is the power plant?
Power plant is a Steve Morris LS3 supercharged, producing 998 horsepower on pump gas. Bowler built me a killer 6-speed transmission. Possibility of doing a top speed of 213 miles per hour. We'll see if he ever tries to do it.
Cool. Some of these guys before have done the standing mile. They've hit over 200. A couple of our past Street Machine of the Year winners. So that would be cool to go do the stand in mine.
It would be awesome. So we'll see if he still wants to do it. When we started this project, I don't think it was intended to be this high quality. So we'll see what happens when it comes out.
They tend to snowball after a while, don't they?
They do snowball.
We're very lucky that we get to do that.
Yes, well, and with the Art Larson chassis, it'll be stable, able to be able to do all that kind of stuff.
What's the rear suspension? Is it an axle or an inventor?
IRS. Yeah, yep, IRS with custom Bilstein coilovers in it.
Who did the interior?
Interior is a Vanguard. Turning over there, they knock it out of the park. The whole interior was scanned.
So it's also a lot of 3D printing going on.
And the whole entire interior was printed. All the upper, it's got a full DOM roll cage in it. I tasked Jeremy with the challenge of making sure no one knew it had the roll cage.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so he did an awesome job.
Anything else you need to add? We talked about the wheels?
BASF paint, HRE cut us one-off wheels for this thing, and above and beyond all, my team. I can't do any of this without my team. I have the best 7 to 9 guys, if you can include my dad, myself, 9 guys in the shop. And yeah, this cannot be done without them.
You've been around a little bit, you've had a lot of cars, major awards, so it's great to see the next thing out of the shop. So congratulations on getting in the top 5.
Thank you very much. We're on.
Okay, they told us to speed up the interviews and I did not listen. I'll interview people for hours. So we're getting ready to go back to DJ Axel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to crown our 2025 Street Rod of the Year presented by Classic Instruments. We're going to bring John McLeod, representative of Classic Instruments. How about it for him, ladies and gentlemen? Who's going to do the announcing and award.
2025 winner is Ross Myers with his 1936 Ford.
Yeah!
We're going to go down to give the PPG Street Machine of the Year finalists. Some of these cars that are here are seriously going to go down in history of some of the finest cars crafted ever. That one down there that just won that's going to go down in history as one of the most finest crafted cars ever, piece of art, period. And we got another, I don't even know who won. I don't know. We do not have a representative from PPG. You're the representative. We got Sadie Vale here, good guys representing. So 2025 Street Machine of the Year presented by PPG is
Angie Lopez, baby.
Yeah!